Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Crypto Entrepreneurs Podcast with your host, Charles. Enjoy.
Hello, and welcome to episode 11 of the Crypto Entrepreneurs Podcast. I'm your host, the Crypto Guy, and today we're sitting down with freelance trader Brian, aka Thibaut Swanee. All right, Brian, so how you doing today?
Good.
So can you give us just a little bit more background on one, yourself, and then two, how you kind of got introduced to crypto?
My background, kind of step back a little bit here. I started with finance and accounting major with a diploma from Purdue. I always liked commodities and trading as I was going through school, so I went the finance route instead of the accounting for a career. And in that finance realm of the world, I started trading and hedging cattle and grains in the futures market, where I was hired as a risk manager to one of the largest cattle brokers in the States. So about 5 years there, I learned all about technical analysis and charts and behavior analysis. That's kind of where I got into this sink or swim situation. Went from there to the energy world, where I've been working with private clients at an energy consulting firm. I've been there in that industry for almost 15 years, where I'm actually the senior commodity TA guy and a certified financial technician. So I got a CFTE designation there too. So that's kind of my background of where I originated into the world of futures and options and commodity trading.
So it sounds like you've got, a ton of experience, years and years under your belt before you even started trading crypto. I know a lot of people in this industry, all they know is crypto. They've never traded any other sort of anything. So how was that move, and what kind of got you interested in crypto?
Really, I got into crypto as the charts began to mature a little bit, and we started to get a little bit more volume, hitting the industry. I think it was about early 2016 when I started dabbling in on buying and selling some coins. I noticed that the TA was working, or when I say TA, technical analysis, I'm sure people know what that means, but I noticed that the TA was working pretty well on the charts. So as volume entered the space, I kind of took my skills and expertise and I kind of jumped in head first. So that's really what I did, because technical analysis, as long as you get buyers and sellers and you get emotion and fear and greed and to be able to measure all of that, it works in all markets. I think one of the best markets to use TA in is the Forex market, foreign exchange. So crypto's sort of in that kind of realm. So kind of just jumped in, started taking my expertise to trade charts.
There we go. So there wasn't that really steep learning curve, I guess, that a lot of people who just jumped right into crypto first experience.
Yeah, not when it comes to doing charts. No,
definitely
like
not.
No, I had to go down the rabbit hole to figure out what all the crypto and blockchain was all about, and I'm still doing that today. But yeah, the TA side of the world, I've already had that under my belt.
There we go. So you just jumped right into trading.
Yeah.
Right on. So we've got your background and kind of where you're at now. Can you kind of talk to us about the businesses that you are currently working on? It kind of seems like, from what I know, that you're sort of a freelance TA guy. You provide TA for a bunch of different crypto companies, I would say. Can you elaborate on that?
No problem. Right now, you could say I'm acting as, I guess you'd call a cross promoter or a content provider. I found a niche that I kind of enjoy where I can help grow the space, because one of my goals is to really get involved in the crypto space. So I'm really out there helping other companies and startups grow. So I'm an advisor and a chart producer to the Crypto Consulting Group. It's an educational on-ramp here in Louisville, where I'm stationed. So yeah, they do everything in crypto and blockchain here where I live. So I'm actually an advisor there on the trading side, and I help people there with education about charts and TA and all of that. So I kind of help them out on that side. I'm supplying charts and commentary to Crypto Market 360. It's another company out there that's in the space that's dealing with a news database and searchable database. And I help him on his website to have content in the technical analysis side. The crypto curator, Paul McNeil, delivers one of the best curated news emails out there, and I got hooked up with him. And we do a weekly podcast to educate others on TA. And together we kind of break down the curated news that's out there, all these TA articles that are coming out that people read on a daily basis. We kind of help people discern all of that's out there. So some of these positions are paid, some of these are volunteer. So I got a kind of little bit of a mixture of both. I mean, I'm full-time employed, so I'm not really in a hurry to jump out into the space, but I do really want to help people grow in the space. So that's kind of where I'm at the moment. I'm helping a couple other companies on the side. Nifler.io is a great trading platform out there that's free that people can help test their skills. I'm on there to help people there. There's another good company, the Frontier Research Group and the Digital Den have great Discord channels where it's a big community of education. Kind of joined on to those guys and helping people there too. So really, it's really, I guess you could call it a freelancer. So I'm really out there just kind of helping people grow. I mean, that's kind of what inspires me to get out there and help and get into the crypto space.
Yeah, definitely. So that was a lot. I kind of want to just recap some of it. You know, you're providing charts for Crypto Market 360, Crypto Curator, Nifler.io, the Frontier Research Group, and Digital Den. And I think there were a couple more thrown in there. So
yeah, the first one was the Crypto Consulting Group. Those are the guys I got hooked up with at first. That was the first group I advised. So then it was them too.
There we go. All right, perfect. So that kind of actually segues into my next question of, you know, a lot of people are listening, you know, some of them might have these great TA skills, but they don't know how to kind of bridge that gap and find people who are looking for TA experts in a sense. So can you speak a little bit on how you kind of got hooked up with these different companies and different projects? Were you kind of seeking it out yourself, or was it through your network that you've created? Can you talk about that?
Really, it was after I jumped in and started making charts and learning everybody talks about going down the rabbit hole in crypto. So I kind of did that, and I was like, you know what, I can use my skills here. So I got a kind of a leg up already. But one of the things that I noticed that out there was that there was not a whole lot of quality experience in crypto regarding trading and charts and just that traditional technical analysis. So I thought my wisdom as an old guy could help. So really, I just thought I could really help weed out. I kind of, that's why I'm kind of doing the podcast a little bit, is to weed out the crap TA out there, and really help where I can to educate and tutor anyone that wants to learn. Because there's a lot of articles out there, and there's a lot of people out there that are producing charts, and there's a lot of them out there that really don't know what they're doing, and I really don't want people to get kind of bogged down into the people that are acting as good TA people, and really they're just drawing lines that make their bias look a certain way, and I want to steer people away from that. Not that I'm right all the time or anything like that. I'm just kind of, when you're in an industry for so long, you can catch the BS out there pretty quickly. So I'm not calling out anyone. I'm just helping others kind of say, let's learn from this and figure out what's right, what's wrong, and how to go about it. So that's really what brought me into a business ideal of just kind of freelancing and helping people where I can bring my expertise to them.
Perfect. And then going a little bit further, do you think you could speak on how you actually connected with these different projects where you've then started providing your expertise? Because I think a lot of people are going to be wondering, if, say, I was somebody who thought, I was pretty good at TA and I tried to figure out how I could start, making some money off that. You've got all these different projects that you're working with. I think some people will be wondering how you actually got in contact with them.
Really, the first thing, living here in Louisville, the first thing I was looking for was a company that even had anything to do with crypto. So what I did was I kind of did some research, Googled, looked on LinkedIn, those kind of places. And I actually found a company here locally, and I literally just called them up and texted them and just hooked up with them and said, hey, I don't know where you guys are and what you're doing, but I have some experience in TA, and I feel like I can be advantageous, for you. And then that's all I did. I just looked for a company that was kind of starting up, kind of researched them a little bit, and I felt like my what I do for a living kind of fit in pretty well, and I could help advise. And got talking with the guys online for a little bit, and then we finally met up, kind of showed them what I could do, and then just went from there. They loved me. They thought I could be a real good asset for them, and I said, hey, sign me up as an advisor. Started out with a little equity percentage, those kind of things, and you can deal from there. But I think the best thing to do is just talk to people. I think everybody in this space is willing to kind of talk to each other, learn from each other, because it's so new. So that's all I did. And then from there, I just kind of continue to do the same thing. Just kind of search out different companies I felt like I could fit in pretty well.
You started local.
Yep.
You kind of just reached out to them, pretty standard, almost like you were looking for a job.
Yeah, looking for a job, but not looking for a job.
Exactly.
Kind of.
And then also another big thing.
So kind of like a percentage thing. So hopefully it'll kind of turn into maybe 20, 30% one side, and then 70%, and then kind of ease into a 50-50, maybe something like that.
Yeah, so
who knows?
That was another big thing I was going to touch on, because a lot of these crypto companies, they're very small, they're starting up, they have very limited funding, if any, at some points. So I really like that whole idea of kind of going in as an equity partner, and the work that you put into it is going to reflect how much you could potentially be making or earning in the future.
Yep.
Right on. So talk to me, you told me about all of the projects that you're working on. Talk to me about what you're most excited for in the coming 12 months. One, with relation to business, and then two, just in relation to crypto as a whole.
Okay. Let's see. Most fired up. I'd say, I'm a peaceful technical anarchist when it comes to ideology. So I kind of think of an anarchist type mindset. So I am in this mostly to advance a peaceful way to kind of take over the monetary policies around the world today. The money making is great, and that will come with what I do. If I help people with charts or tutor or anybody that wants, one-on-one service or anything like that, the money will be there for that. But really what pumps me up is the advancement of this technology that I feel is going to kind of shake this world up a little bit for the better, at least in my eyes, because that's the way I think. So to give people an opportunity to, kind of opt out of that centrally controlled system and give them another way of looking at things. Who was it? Anthony Pompliano always comes out, and I've been saying the same kind of thing on my Twitter. The long crypto, short banks. I really like that, and that's just kind of my lifestyle that I'm trying to change. Is my fiat is slowly turning into crypto, and I hope that all the fiat that goes into crypto stays in crypto, because I want to kind of ease into that different type of lifestyle. So I don't know if that covers the business side or not, but that's kind of what really has fired me up, is really just the advancement of this technology. So one of the things I'm doing from the business side, from where I work right now, I'm actually starting up, kind of innovative groups at work, to where we're doing brainstorming sessions to figure out how we can bring blockchain into the energy space. It's really just a start, but at least it's getting people involved and thinking, getting some of the the VP of strategy involved, and just kind of, brainstorming of where that could be. So my 9 to 5, I can take a little niche out there and try to get blockchain into the space that I'm actually in. So that's kind of interesting too. So I can help it grow that way.
Definitely. Yeah. Wow. Honestly, with that last part there, you kind of sound like you're doing a lot more for the space than many of the people I see, on Twitter or, in real life who talk about crypto, using your 9 to 5 as a way to bring adoption to the blockchain and crypto space. So that's super awesome. You also mentioned,
behind the scenes, things are happening.
yeah, it's a slow process. It's not going to happen overnight.
Yeah, absolutely.
but you've started that conversation at work, which is very commendable. You also just talked about widespread adoption. You're doing what you can. You're providing your services to all of these different crypto projects, which are then going out and kind of spreading their net. So adoption is slowly trickling out through that as well. Last thing you kind of mentioned business-wise is your one-on-one trainings. So for anyone listening who's been struggling with trading, especially with regards to TA, reach out to Brian. I'll leave his Twitter handle and maybe his email in the description. He said he's more than willing to help, so reach out if you're struggling with that sort of thing. And then last but not least, I feel like so many people are posting charts and kind of trying to learn TA and trying to figure out how they can make some sort of money from it. So as a kind of close, can you kind of give our listeners a one tip that you would have for them if they're just starting out?
Actually, if you have some TA expertise, then kind of go that route. And really, what the kind of advice I give people, because people ask me this here and there, and I think there's so much that is going to happen in this space in the coming years. So really, my advice is that get on board or whatever you're passionate about. If you're passionate about TA, go that route and help people and build your skills that way. But I think it's like whatever you're passionate about and whatever skill you have, I say take that to the people and network out there. I think that it's so early in the crypto right now that there's going to be so many new jobs created, and people can take what they're really, really good at and what they're passionate about and just get out there and help out. I think that's really the advice that I give people, because it doesn't have to be TA and charts. There's so much going on out there. If you're good at marketing, get out there and help market, or whatever your passion is or whatever your skills are, and you really like the space and you really believe in it, jump out there and get it done.
Definitely. So sort of that, put your head down, build and develop your skills. We're still very early on in this space, and
absolutely,
you will
absolutely.
kind of watch
Yeah,
it.
when I do with these startups, there's so many different things that pop up that these guys need help. So contact these different companies, these startups, and you'd be surprised where your skills could fit in.
Right on. And then I kind of forgot to talk about this. We kind of got a little sidetracked. What are your thoughts on paid groups?
It really just depends, because you really just got to do your due diligence to figure out who is really running the paid group and is there experience behind it. I would be willing to pay a paid group if there's there's got to be history. You got to actually have some back testing, how they've done, are they actually making returns? If you're doing it for a trading reason, most people would pay to get information like that, but a lot of people pay to get just fundamental analysis of how coins are doing or those kind of things. But and those kind of paid groups are good too if there's people that actually are doing really deep research. So I think paid groups are fine, but you really got to do your due diligence of which ones you're actually paying for. And that's what I'm trying to actually help out in the TA space, is to let people know what is good quality technical analysis versus people that are just trying to throw some scams out there just to make some money. So I'm for them, but again, do your homework before you join. If I've been trading for so many years, what's your percent return, anything like that you can actually show and show the numbers. That's what you need.
Yeah, definitely. I just really wanted to thank you for coming on. I really appreciate it. I know a lot of the listeners are going to appreciate this valuable insight. Like I said, we don't really have too many vets per se. So it's really nice having someone who's got, 15 plus years of experience coming on. So I really appreciate that.
Yep, no problem at all. That's the whole reason I jumped into the space.
All right. Thanks again for coming on, Brian. To anyone listening who wants to check Brian out, hit the description. We'll have links to his Twitter and then all the projects that he's working on. All right, guys, that wraps up another episode. And I just want to take a quick second to ask you a huge favor. If you found anything in the episode helpful or it's been inspiring to you in any way, I just ask that you share it with your friends, family, anyone you know on social media. and hopefully we can help them out as well. Have a good one.